Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Towering TBR. Well, I have another thrift book haul for you. Please give this video a like and a subscribe if you are not already subscribed, because I talk about all sorts of bookish content, all sorts of genres. So the first book I received was Funny and Farsi by Firuza Dumas. This is a memoir about a woman who was born in Iran. She moved to the United States as a child and then ultimately moved back to Iran. And this tells her story of what that was like. I have heard this book's put on so many lists of funny books, and I thought, you know what? I need some more laughter in my life. I'm going to pick this one up. I also bought A Face for Picasso by Ariel Hindley. I first read her essay in Disability Visibility, which was edited by Alice Wong. This is her full-length memoir talking about what it was like to have Cruisen syndrome. She and her twin both have this condition, and it caused the bones in her face to fuse prematurely. And so she had to have several surgeries that involved breaking bones in her face to readjust where they needed to be. And she talks about what it's like to feel really ugly because of her facial disfigurement. I'm really looking forward to reading more about this, and I'm so glad I was able to get a good copy. I picked up the play Angels in America by Tony Kushner. I first heard about this when I was reading the play The Laramie Project, which was about Matthew Shepard, who was murdered because he was gay. And this is two plays that are mentioned in that are about what it's like to be gay and to have HIV. So when I heard about this one, I just had to pick it up. It sounded so good. I also picked up Eva Evergreen, Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. I love magical and witchy stories, and this looked so good. This is about Eva, and she only has a very small amount of magic. And if she is not able to prove herself by her 13th birthday, she will be magicless. And so, yeah, I think that this looks really fun, especially when I want a cozy fantasy. I also picked up The Memory Librarian by Janelle Monáe. This is a set of short stories, which I don't often read, but these are all sci-fi and speculative short stories, and that sounded really interesting. And also, this book is in perfect, beautiful condition, and I just thought I need to try that. I also picked up Last Summer on State Street by Toya Wolf. This looks really good. This is focusing on some young girls who are growing up in the projects in Chicago and what it's like knowing that their houses are about to be torn down and they and their families have been evicted. It looks to be a really strong coming of age story, and I'm really excited for it. Last year, I read Lark Ascending by Silas House and absolutely loved it and thought I need to read more Silas House. So I picked up A Parchment of Leaves by him. So this is set in rural Kentucky at the turn of the 20th century. A man marries an indigenous woman who is so beautiful that she is said to be a curse on any man who loves her. So after they are married, he goes away and something happens which divides the family. It sounds really good, and I'm excited to read more set in Appalachia. You'll also know, if you've seen any of my recent videos, that I absolutely loved Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver and decided immediately I needed to read some more Barbara Kingsolver. So I picked up 3 books that were available. The first one I picked up was The Lacuna. This focuses on art and politics in 1940s Mexico. So I don't know more than that, but I know she writes beautifully, and I'm excited to get to these. Another one was called Prodigal Summer. This is also set in southern Appalachia and focuses on 3 people's stories who somehow intertwine. I've heard it's beautiful and lyrically written, and yes, I can't wait to read more Barbara Kingsolver. And lastly, I picked up her debut, The Bean Trees. This is about a young woman who escapes rural Kentucky and somehow adopts an indigenous child. And this is the story of who she becomes because of that. So, very excited for Barbara Kingsolver. I picked up A Passage to India by E.M. Forster. I have not read any E.M. Forster, but when I watched Greg over at Supposedly Fun, I'll link him in the description, he was raving about E.M. Forster, and they're even doing like buddy reads. All I know is that two British women go to India and some sort of scandal happens, and we see what happens there. This is obviously the movie tie-in edition, and it is quite ugly. But if I love it as much as I think I will get a prettier edition. I was looking for more modern classics and found Invisible Man by Rolf Ellison. All I know is that this is a modern classic and it focuses on the racial divide in the United States. I'm looking forward to this one. Recently, I read Independence, which focused its story on the India-Pakistan partition, and I loved it and wanted to read more. So I picked up Train to Pakistan by Kushwant Singh. This focuses on a village that is destroyed when the different religions are basically, they wanted to put all of the Muslims in Pakistan and all of the Hindus in India. And this also focuses on two people of different faiths falling in love, and also this small village that is kind of destroyed by this divide that the partition is trying to do. It looks like it'll be really hard hitting, and I'm hoping to learn a lot. And lastly, I picked up this gorgeous copy of Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. It has like sprayed edges and like the gold foiling. It's just gorgeous. I love it. This is about Pip as he's growing up. I've only read 2 Dickens, and so I'm excited to pick up more. And this one looks like not only will it be great, but it's a gorgeous edition as well. I don't know how I'm going to hold all of those up for the thumbnail. That's quite a hefty stack. Those are what I picked up at Thriftbooks. Have you acquired any new or used books? Let's talk about it down in the comments below. Thanks for joining me. Bye.